Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the RLab video. So our first video, we gave a very brief introduction about what is the R. Is the like there's a free software and can be loaded into a different platforms. And this video will just get you familiar with the R. And also the most important ones here is if you want to find a data set and write some simple code, how do you do it? Okay, so what I will do here is I'm going to get the first 5 things done, then I'm going to show you. So I'm going to fill in here, 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 here. Okay. All right. And then in here. Now, after this one, I'm going back to the R, what I mean here. All right. So the first thing is here, we know when you log into the R, so far I hope that everybody will be able to log into the R's here. Okay. So you will see total 4 panels, in the R. And like I said, I will fill in these 5 items. Then we'll go to the R and see. So 4 panels. The panel, probably this is a very important panel. Every panel is important. The panel you type in your R command code. If you try to see your code is work or not, that panel, we call this a console. Okay, you type in your console panel, then you run the R code to see get what you want or not. So the first command we need to learn, if I want to see a certain data set, how do you call the data set here? All right, so the command we use is the DATA, data. And be very careful in the R. R is very sensitive about the uppercase and the lowercase. So for this ones here is all lowercase here. Oh, so it's data here. And then in here, okay, so what you do here, what you put in here is your data set name. We will do an example later, right? So we'll put your data set name. So if you said 10 miles run is my data set. So you will say data parenthesis 10 mile runs. So as always, the name has to match the exactly how it typed, how it the saved in the R. So you cannot randomly change the uppercase to the lowercase. All right. So this is the first command you want to call a data set because we have so many data sets there. So if you say, I want to see this data set. So the first you need to know what is the name of the data set. Then the command you use is pretty simple. You just say, hey, data, then parenthesis, put your data set names here. Now, after you see the data set, then if you want to review the data set, so what the command, you want to see what is in the data set, what are the possible values. So what do you do here? You do view, V-I-E-W. Also here, the view here, like we said, everything has to be the lowercase, right? So be careful here. So you will say view and the parenthesis, and then in here is the same. You will put a data set name. So whatever the data set you want to see, you put the data set names here. All right. Okay. So some data set, they have like tons of a lot of observations here. So if you just want to see how big this data and how many observation and how many variables, in this data set here. So this one's here telling you that if you want see a very brief summary. So what I mean the brief summary is you just want to see how many observations and how many variables in a data set instead of go to the data set, detailed data and count it, right? So you can do this here, okay? So if you want a brief summary, how many data set, and you will, okay, so then you will go to use the up panel, the right hand side, up right panel. And then where to see it, you will click the environment tab. Okay, so that's why for this note, for all the lab note, I want you to keep it so you can reference back how to do that. Okay, so now we finished this 4. Let's go to the R's here, okay? And then let's see what I mean here. I will show you. So I hope that at the same time, and you can see here, where is my R? Okay, okay, so to go get the R. Okay. So when you watching this video, the same time I want to, I want you to also open your R and follow me the step by step here. Okay, so this answer the first question here. So when you open that, you will see 4 panels, right? So this is all right, so here, this is so this is the panel number 1, right? So this is a number 1 panel, number 2, number 3, and the number 4, right? So I called it up left, up right, lower left, lower right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't matter. All right. Okay. So here you can see. Okay. So like I said, in here. Okay. So this is the panel you will put all your coding here, right? So this is a console. This is what the panel I'm talking about is the console. Okay, so you will type in like here, for example, type in your code here. Okay, so that's what I call it. It's a console. You will put your R code to see when you try to run. Then also like we talk about if you want to see a brief summary about your data. So here, this is this is the tab we call the environment tab. All right. Okay, so now I want to see, okay, let's try to do this, okay? And let me show you. So I would say, hey, how about, okay, I want to see a data. So what the data I want to see here? Said, I want to see a data, orange data, okay? Or the one we use a lot is HELP So now let's see here. I want to see HELP RCT, this data set. So what I need to do, so you go to here, you go to your console, all right? So here, what you do here. So you do here, so I want you to follow me, do the same thing. You say data, DATA. All right, so data, then parenthesis, then you say HELP, and the R is pretty smart. And then they say, oh, okay, so you type HELP RCT. So you did not even type the RCT, but they have it. So in order to avoid the typing error, you can just say HELP RCT here. All right, so this is the one say, hey, R, go to find this data set. Okay, so it's HELP RCT. Okay, when you hit enter, did you see what your environment see here? Okay, so what is your environment panel going, see here, the environment immediately show the HELP RCT is in here. Okay, that is what the, so when you type the HELP RCT, that is how do you call your data set. Now I want to see what is the real data looks like. So here, let's go to the console again. So follow me to see you get the same thing. You say view, V-I-E-W. All right, so remember the uppercase, lowercase, space, no space is super important because R is very sensitive. So you will say view, then parenthesis, type in the HELP RCT. All right, so then you go, boom, you type it. Okay, so the detailed data going to show at this panel here. All right, so the detailed data showing in this panel, you will see they pop out HELP RCTs here. Okay, and then you will see, whoa, this data have a lot of data, right? So how many we have? So here, go here, down, right? So here, a lot of data here, HELP RCT. All right, so now if you want to see just a brief summary, total, we have a lot of variables here, right? And the total, you want to see a brief summary, how many total observation you have and how many variables. So what you do here, you go to the environment, remember the environment, then go to the HELP, see here, after that, you will see you have 453. If you don't see the full, you can just click it, then it will give you, this is a 453 observation. So total, I have a 453 observation and 30 variables. So those are the variables names, right? The top here, the age, any substance status, and DI, days, those things, right? So homeless, and here is the sex, gender, and then the race group, those things, right? Those are the variables. So you will see, oh, this data set, I have a total 453 observation and 30 variables. All right, so this is our first 5 questions in our lab 1 note. Okay, so another things here, since we are in here, I want to show you here. If you say, hey, what the heck is this HELP RCT? What is about? Okay, so how do I find more information about this data set? What is we try to do here? Now you can go to this panel, the lower right panel. All right, now you click the help. All right, so you click the help. Then in the search here, you search HELP RCT. Okay, after you search it, see here, this is HELP RCTs here. Then it's telling you, okay, so this is a health evaluation and the linkage to primary care. So they will give you way more detail. All right, so they give you way more details. Say HELP studied the clinical trial, those things here. All right, so they say, how do you use it? Call the data HELP RCTs, right? So this is a detail, so you can use the search for that. All right, so this is our first 5 questions in our lecture notes here to show you what is the function of each panel here. Okay, now let's go back to our note here. Okay, stop and go back to my note here. All right, so for the notes here, okay. So now I want, first things here, I want to go down, okay, to I'm going to do this 4 here, okay. Then we're going to take a look at what's that mean. All right. So as we see, we have so many data set, right? So in order to, so if you want to explore the different, the different data set, okay, so where you go to find it? So I would say you will use the lower right panel, and then what do you click? You click the package. This is very important, right? So the package, they not only have a data set, they have so many other things we can find here. So we have three very common data set we're going to use. And this is the one. Okay, so hold on here. So the name of the data set for our textbook, this is customized. So our textbook is DVBs, right? So you can find the name of all the data sets we use in our textbook is we call this DVB, all right, dot data sets. So this is very customized because you can load. Remember, the R is freelance. You can load. So this is what we load. But unfortunately, the data set we load into the R server is the old version of the book here, right? So that's why typical we don't use this data set anymore, but you can still see some of the data set is in there. And then the name of the data set included in R, this is everybody, when you download R, everybody will see the same data set. That is the R give to you. All right, so the R have those data set to let you do analysis, play with. So all the data set, including the R, is we call this the just data set. All right, then the name of the data set, and when we use most of the data set, we use to practice our project. This the data set, we call this mosaic. So we call this mosaic data, okay? So like I said, the DVB data set, right now we don't use that anymore, but the data set is still there. So then the name of the R, this is the data set everybody have. Okay, so everyone has, as long as you download, as long as you download R, that will include it in there. Then the data set to practice our project, we call it mosaic data. Okay, let me go to the R to show you what that means, what this the questions means here. All right, let's go to the R. So follow me. I want you to go to the R also, right? Like I say, it's very important. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so the first things, right? So if I want to see the data set, which panel? Lower right panel. Did you see here? Hey, this is the packages here. We're going to use this package tablet many times. Okay, so what you do, you go to click the package. So like you see here, okay, so you're going down. So down, 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 right? So, okay, so see here, this one's here. This one, the data set. Okay, so I already selected it, right? So this is already selected for you. You don't need to do. I just want to show you this is what is the data set. So this is the R data set. All right, so automatically include in the R, so it's the R data set. Okay, and so because it's a selector, then you can do is if you click on this, you can say ding. So if you click that, So you can see this R data set has so many data set, right? Like cars and discoveries, and so tons of the data, right? So tons of data sets we can use. You got it? Okay. So that's good. And then, all right. So what is the packages, right? So you can click the packages here. So that will give you. So then let's continue. The DVB. So here, did you see the DVB data set, right? So this is a data set is for the Introstat third edition data sets. So right now our book is, way more than the third edition. So this is kind of old. So so we don't really use it anymore. Another one is we use very common is we call it going down, and we call it mosaic. See here. Okay, so this is the mosaic. Okay, so this is the one, this is the mosaic data set. Okay, the project. So this is mosaic data. So this is the project we're going to take a look by using the mosaic data set. So most of the data set, they have so many, right? So most of the data set we are looking for is just our data set or mosaic. The DVB, like I say, is kind of old, so we don't use that anymore here. All right. Okay, so now let's go back to my note here. All right. So if you have trouble, make sure to go back to redo it. Okay, so now we almost finished here. Okay. Okay, so that's what we already so let's see here. If you want to see the detail, okay, so we already did that, right? You want to see the detailed data set, then you will use the lower right, the panel. Then we did that, you click the help. A while ago, when we did the HELP RCT help tab, and type in the data set name in the search field. Right, so then you will see what is the, you will see, the detailed description. What is this data set is, collect what the type of the data they have. And this one is very interesting. So this one's here, they say, if you want to filter your data set, okay, then which panel you will use? You will use the up left panel. Then you will click the filter and then go to the variable which you wish to filter and select the specific value by using the drop-down box. Then to remove the filter, you just need to click the filter again to cancel them. Okay, so let's go back to the R to see what I mean here, right? So I already show you this one when we take a look at the data HELP RCT. Let's take a look how do I do the filters here. Okay, let's go to the R. Stop here. Now let me go to the R Studio. All right, so here we have the HELP RCTs here. So if here, let's see one of the okay, so it's race. Okay, so one of the variable is race group. I have a black, white, I think Hispanic and the others here, right? So if I want to only filter the data for the white, so how do I do it? So did you see here? All right, so did you see here? All right, so this is the, okay, so this is the filter we will talk about. All right, so you click this. All right, so you go here, you click this. Wow, so then each variable will give you a box here. So the race group, you can say, hey, which one I want to filter? You say, I want to filter white. Okay. And now you can see you have all the white here, right? So you filter the white. And then you say, okay, I also want to filter the white female. Okay, so you can do double filter, right? So let's see where's the sex here. Okay, sex here, right? So you say, I want to do the white female. Then you can say here, you say female. Wow, so you can see here is the data here, right? So that means what you have is all female, is white. Now you say, well, I want to filter is all the homeless white female. Then you say, okay, all the homeless white female is here, right? So you got all the homeless female and the race is white. All right, so that's how is this filter function can help you to, if you want to take a look at the data. So after that, in order to release this box, I don't need to filter anymore. So if you do here, you know, okay, I filter to the sex, the female, I filter to all the homeless here, I filter to all the white here, right? So you know I have the 3 filters. So the data set remaining is a white female homeless. All right. So now if you want to disengage the filter, you just click it again. Oh, it's come back. All right. Got all the value come back here. That is what is this filter, you know, the functions. All right. Okay. Now it's the functions. Let's go back to our note here again. And let's take a look. Okay, so this one is pretty simple, right? We covered all the notes here. Just now let's log into the RStudio and find the data set SAT. Identify how many observations and how many variables in the data set SAT. So they said SAT is under the mosaic data. Okay, let's take a look. How do I do this exercise? And like I said, I want you to follow me in the R. So make sure you know how to do it so you can do your lab assignments here. All right, so let's go stop, go to the RStudio. So SAT. All right, so let's say is in the package mosaic. Okay, so mosaic here. You go to the mosaic. So okay, so this is mosaic. Then you say, okay, SAT. Oh, here, SAT. All right, so this is the SAT data set. Okay, so now I can do is, all right, so I want to see, okay, so how many data? So I will say data, DATA, all right, data, SAT. Do you see that? Data, SAT. Okay, then you hit enter. All right, so go to your environment. Okay, so go to your environment because they only want to us see how many observation, how many variables. So after you do the data SAT, your environment will give you SAT. But the name doesn't have this like a number of the observation. So remember what you do, you go to SAT and click it. After I click it, I have 50 observation and 8 variables. All right, so the first problem is pretty easy. Let's go back to a note. Okay, so here, so what do we say? We have 50 observations, right? And 8 variables. All right, and now the next one's here. Let's log into the RStudio and find the data set weather. All right, fill in the blank based on the observation number 200 from the data set weather. All right, so also they tell you weather is under the mosaic data. Okay, let's go to do this and then let's see we can do that. Okay, so stop sharing, go to the studio. Okay. Okay. So which one we are looking for? mosaic, and the weather, right? So you can say data, D-A-T-A, right? The weather, W-E-A-T. See here, they already spelled it for you, so you can say weather, and hit enter. Okay, so click here, click environment, see how many, wow, 3,655, 25 variables here. Okay, so now they want to see the observation number 20. So remember which coding I'm using here? View, V-I-E-W, right? So view, V-I-E-W. Then you type the weather, W-E-A-T-H-E-R. Hit enter. Hey, see here. All right. Okay, so see here, they give you the weather data set, detailed data set here, right? So they want to see the observation number 200. So this columns here, the first column is the observation. Okay, so I want to see the 200. So I'm going down. All right, so 200. All right, so I find my good. So 200, right? So okay, so 200 and your your note asks you which city. All right, so you say the 200 is Auckland, and also your note asks you said average humidity and average Hg and the low dew point. Okay, so now let's go to find the values here. So the city is Auckland, right? City is Auckland, 200, right? So they said the average humidity. Okay, so now I go to find the average humidity. Average humidity. Okay, so this is the average relative humidity, right? So it's a 78, right? Because this is, oops. Okay, so I need to do 200 here. So 200. Put on the first one. So this one. So average humidity is 78. You can put average Hg, Hg, high pressure. The average pressure here. So it's 29.83. Okay, so the last ones here is lower dew point. Let's see where is lower dew point. So okay, lower dew point. I must miss it. Lower dew point. Oh, here. Low dew point is 45. Got it? All right. So now let's go back to the, so you find it and then you can write it into your note here. Let's go back to my lab one note. All right. So I would say the city is Auckland, right? Like a while ago we find it. So city is Auckland, A-U-C-K, A-U-C-K-L-A-N-D. City is Auckland. And average humidity, we find it is 78. All right, and the average pressure, we find is 29.83. So make sure you be able to find it in the data set, right? So average dew point, so what is the average dew point? Okay, forgot it. Let's go back. Let's average dew point, average lower dew point 45, right? So they said a lower dew point, right? Okay, so lower dew point is 45. Okay, good. Okay, lower dew point is 45. So I have 45 here. All right, so now problem number 3. Okay, so they said log into the RStudio, find the data set is a rail trail. Then use the filter condition to filter only weekend and fall. How many observations left after we use this two filter? The rail trail is under the mosaic. Okay, let's go to find it. Okay, rail trail. All right, so let's stop here. Go to the RStudio. Okay. All right, so rail trail, right? So let's see here. Let's do a data rail, be careful, RAIL. Okay, so uppercase, lowercase, very important, rail trails here. Hit enter. Okay, now go back here. Okay, rail trail is 90 observation, 11 variables. Okay, now I want to see the data. View rail trail. All right, type in view rail trail. Hit enter. Okay, I got it, right? So the rail trail is here. They show us, okay, they pulled out. Okay, so now they want to filter. They want to be only weekend, right? So I think let me read the problem one more time. It's only, they want to only weekend and fall, then filter out all the others. You know, the filter out all the others here, right? Only weekend and fall. All right, so let's go to here, the studio. So remember which one you do, you say filter. You click here. All right, so then this is rail trail. Okay, fall. Okay, fall is here. So the fall is 0 and 1. So I know, you know, the 0 and 1, that means 0 is not, 1 is. So I said 1. Okay, so I said 1. You can just 1 here, right? So that's filter is 1, so you can filter 1. Okay, then the other ones here, they say it's weekend, only weekend. Okay, so this is, you know, the day type, right? So the day type, do they have a weekday, weekend here, right? So I can have the weekend, or you can say weekday, you know, so you can say weekend. Okay, so yeah, you can say weekend. All right, so here, so the fall, the fall, I need to filter the fall is once, right? Okay, so now I filter the fall, it's 1, and I filter the weekend, right? So it's only weekend. So this is only 1, is yeah. So how many left? 5 observation left here. Okay, all right, so now let's go back to here. So I know the answers here is only 5 observation left. After I only want the weekend and the fall here. Okay, so all these 3 problems try to show you the different functions we learned, right? The problem number 1, you want to see a brief summary, and then you want to look at each detailed data. For example, this is observation number 200. How do you find the different value? Then number 3 is how do you use the filter? Okay, so the purpose for this video is just make sure you understand our setting, which panel doing what, and remember the 2 command we learn, which 2 data command and the view command, right? It's simple command. Data command is just call that data set. View command is just I want to take a look at detail of that data. All right. Okay, that's it. So go ahead and now you'll be able to do your lab assignment number 2 and play with the R to fill your lab 2 answers there. All right, that's it. You have a good day. Okay, so I'll talk to you later then. Okay, bye bye.